Hello and welcome to the Man Games. This is the podcast show. It's the Man
And the wife.
podcast. Today we are reviewing Survivor Series 2002. The date was November 17th. In Madison Square Gardens, the attendance was just under 18,000. The main event was the first ever Elimination Chamber match. So, wifey, what did you think all in all?
Actually, I thought it was a really good pay-per-view. I always associate Survivor Series being a little bit naff, to be honest. But this is a really good one.
Yeah, well, I think normally sometimes with the traditional Survivor Series teams matches, it can make the show drag a lot, in my opinion.
Yeah, it gets quite gimmicky, doesn't it? There wasn't any of that.
Yeah, there was not one traditional Survivor Series match. I think it might be the only Survivor Series baby that's never done that. I think. I mean, I don't know. But you didn't really need it, really.
No,
they did do the elimination tables match and an elimination style triple threat match.
Yeah.
So maybe that was them getting the fix that way out of it. Maybe.
Perhaps, yeah.
No, I don't think there was one bad match on this show.
No, I didn't think there was either. Actually, I thoroughly enjoyed the whole entire show, which is unheard of, really, for me.
I feel like watching it flew by as well. I don't think any part of it dragged or anything.
Yeah, no, I agree. Just to point out, we are recording this during a lockdown in the UK. And I'm just putting here, when the show opened, it seemed so crazy to see so many people together. It gives me a little anxiety, oh my God, they're touching each other.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Which is awful, but that's just a note that I had, so I thought I'd read it out.
So the opening match was an elimination tables match. On one side there was the Dudley Boys, but it wasn't Bubba and Devon. It was Bubba and Spike Dudley with Jeff Hardy against 3 minute warm.
3 minute warning?
Yeah, I was going to say 3 minute warming. 3 minute warning. Jamal, Rosie, and Rico. So for you that don't know, Rosie was Roman Reigns' brother in real life. Unfortunately, now he's passed away. He was part of a tag team with the Hurricane. That's probably what he's most known for. And Jamal later became Umaga. And Rico was there.
And he was there. That was it. Oh dear. I've got here. Bubba Ray looks so young, doesn't he? They all do, but he just looks like a little baby. I probably had that about 6 times in these notes.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
So just get ready for that.
But when this match started off, obviously I've not watched this pay-per-view in a long time. I kind of thought maybe this match hasn't got a lot of time because it started off at such a fast pace. I thought.
Yeah.
But this match did go 14 minutes and 22 seconds, so it's not like they didn't have a time.
It was just a full-on match the entire time.
Yeah.
I think it started off really fast, but it didn't. I don't think it dropped any. It didn't drop at all.
No.
It just kept elevating. Does that make sense? So Jeff used someone as a vault to jump on 3 minute warning outside the ring. That was really good.
Yeah, that sounds like one of the opening spots.
Yeah, I think it was. You just think that's a crazy opening spot, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then you see Spike Dudley get put to the tables by all 3 members of 3 minute warning. That just looks absolutely brutal. And then Spike is the first person to be eliminated off that.
Yeah, just before that as well. Rosie missed it. So Jeff went to do a jump on him, and Rosie was meant to catch him, and he just didn't.
Oh, right.
And I don't know if you noticed, but the crowd were chanting "You fucked up" to Rosie.
Did not see that. We should bleep that F word out.
Oh, sorry. We swore on the last podcast, and
okay,
you didn't say anything. So
all right then.
So the crowd was saying "You beep up."
And they see Rosie to the top rope, and Bubba hits his leg and he bounces and falls off. And that just looks brutal. Rosie's not a small bloke, is he? So
no.
Yeah.
So yeah, when Rosie gets eliminated, so Jeff takes him out into the crowd, and he is above the exit part.
Yeah, I've got the entranceway.
The entrance into the arena.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so Jeff is above that and does a swanton bomb on Rosie through the table.
Yeah.
Jamal eliminates Jeff Hardy by frog splashing him through a table.
Well, before that, Jeff does some sort of twisty dive off the top rope. He like sort of jumped onto the top rope and then did this twisty thing and then did a drop kick. It was really like just I can't even say it, but it did look really good.
Yeah.
Yep.
You did some nice hand movements that no one saw. Well done.
Oops. So you said you did. Jamal does a big splash, doesn't he? Eliminating Jeff. Have we said that?
Yeah. That's literally what I just said.
I thought it was.
If
Just checking.
if you're listening to me.
I was listening.
Um.
Jeff looked great in this match. I thought. I think like seeing him wrestle back then to like seeing how he like wrestles now, like it just makes me forget like what a great wrestler he is. And I'm not saying that he isn't a great wrestler now, but obviously his age, his body's tiring, he can't do the things that he used to be able to do. I don't think it helps they keep putting him in the same sort of crappy storylines about his drinking and all that jazz. But just watching him here like makes me appreciate him so much more.
Yeah, this is like when I really like Jeff Hardy. I'm not like really a big Jeff Hardy fan anymore. It's because I just don't really like what they do with him. Like you just said, it's all based on his addiction problems, which is something they shouldn't do. And it's something that WWE like shamed WCW for back in the day because they did it with Scott Hall, but then they're doing it here.
Yeah.
Same with like they shamed WCW for, stealing all the talent, like Hulk Hogan, Macho Man, and things like that, saying they need new stars. But then WWE just, Randy Orton's the world champion now. Edge has just come back. Talking about Jeff Hardy, who's been around for 20 years.
Yeah. Not really using their new talent, are they?
No, I mean, like look at like Ricochet and things like that. Why aren't they getting featured more? But that's a different story for a different day.
So Bubba puts Jamal through a table.
Yeah.
Which just leaves Bubba and Rico left.
My phone spell checked it to powerbomb Jamaica off the middle rope through the table.
There you are.
Yeah.
So Rosie comes into the ring. Obviously, he's been eliminated already. And starts attacking. Oh, my phone has spell checked Bubba Ray to Bubs.
To Bubs.
Yeah.
So Rosie's back in the ring. There's Bubba and Rico are the League of Men. Jamaica gets back in the ring.
Jamal.
Yeah, Jamal gets back in the ring. Now it's 3-on-1. They're beating down Bubba Ray. And then who should come out to help Bubba Ray?
Devon Dudley.
So for people that don't know, I'm a bit surprised if you know this, the wife. But at the time, Devon Dudley was actually on SmackDown. So the first ever draft had been broken up. Bubba got drafted to Raw.
I vaguely remember
Devon got drafted to SmackDown. Devon became Reverend Devon, which is a gimmick I think they should have tried harder with really, but then they didn't. That's where Batista got he was like the money carrier for Devon.
Right.
So yeah, Devon was the Reverend, and then Bubba Ray on Raw was in the hardcore division really.
I do remember actually watching replays of the of the first draft, and I think I do remember them being a massive shock that they got split up. But I didn't remember that now. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So together they do is it a 3D?
Yeah, 3D on Rico through the table to win. So yeah, that was the elimination tables match to start off the show. Like I said before, it went 14 minutes and 22 seconds.
Just to pop on my notes here, and I've got to say that the pop when Devon came out was just incredible, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it's more like people didn't see it coming. Yeah, shock factor.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So then after this match, we go to it's Stacey. She's at the WWE World Pub. Is it?
The World.
Oh.
It's called The World.
Okay, but is it a pub?
Well, yeah, it's like a pub and restaurant.
Yeah. Okay. And what's the band called again?
Saliva.
That's the one. And they're playing the theme tune. What's the theme tune? Do you want to sing away for us?
I can't actually remember now. I thought it might have said at the top of the Wikipedia page, but
no.
No. I'm thinking too hard to try and remember.
Okay.
Good so try. Good content.
Good content.
So the next match was Billy Kidman and Jamie Noble with Nydia at his side. fighting for the Cruiserweight Championship. But before we get into that, if this is your first time listening to the podcast show on YouTube, please hit that subscribe button and like this video if you're enjoying what you're listening to. There is plenty more podcasts on the channel, so make sure you check us out on the playlist. So now, I was just saying it is Billy Kidman, Jamie Noble. Jamie Noble is the Cruiserweight Champion.
He's got Nydia by his side, and obviously Nydia is from Tough Enough.
Yeah.
Used to love that series.
The first ever Tough Enough woman winner.
And look what happened to her.
What?
Nothing.
Ah.
That's what I mean.
You know, Maven was on the bump the other day. Not that I watched the bump, but
really?
he was on the bump. Yeah.
I don't know that.
So I really like Billy Kidman's entrance music and his video package. Yeah, I think they go really good together. Maybe because it's WCW based, that's why I liked it. But no, really,
not biased at all, are you?
No, I really enjoyed that. Do you know who Billy Kidman was married to for a long period of time?
No.
Tori Wilson.
Really? Did not know that.
Yeah.
Did not know that. Billy Kidman reminds me of Pac. Like that same sort of look.
Yeah.
You know, the two commits. Just... No?
No, sorry.
Okay.
So this match, I thought this match was very back and forth. On paper, people might not think this is going to actually be like that good of a match, but it really is. Both Billy Kidman and Jamie Noble are both really underrated wrestlers, in my opinion.
Yeah, I was just thinking, actually, how did Jamie Noble go from being like Cruiserweight champion to being part of the
J&J Security?
Yeah.
Well, he's like worked in the back for ages and stuff. When the J&J Security came along, it just like, I think it just happened like organically, really.
Oh, okay.
They were kind of just like there as background, and then they were getting over, so they became part of Rollins' team, I think.
Yeah.
Well, that's the way I've always thought about it.
All right. So yeah, Jamie Noble goes through the ropes onto Billy Kidman. That's a good spot there. And Kidman gets some really good drop kicks in as well.
Yeah, they put a lot of action into this. This match only went 7 minutes 29 seconds, but they did put a lot of action into it. Kidman hits a net break into the knee. That looked really good.
Yeah, I think it's a 2 count for that, which I was surprised about.
Yeah, Nydia gets involved. Slaps...
Well, Kidman goes to the top rope, and then Nydia pulls Jamie out the way of whatever Kidman was going to do, and Kidman jumps onto the rope onto Jamie on the outside of the ring.
Yeah.
And then another point is, I think, is it Kidman's running the ropes and Nydia grabs his leg, and Kidman pulls her up onto the apron by her hair, and she slaps him. But then Jamie hits her by mistake. That's what I've got.
Yeah.
Do you agree?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
It's a lot of action just there.
Yeah, a lot of action there.
A lot of action. I just rolled off.
Yeah.
Do you want me to slow that down?
No. Then Noble hits DDT off the top rope onto Kidman. That was probably at the spot of the match, in my opinion. It looks brutal. Kind of like how Randy Orton does this through the ropes, but this was off the top rope.
Yeah, which I hadn't seen before.
Yeah, no,
that was really good.
good.
And then Kidman gets a shooting star press from the top rope for the 3 count.
Yeah,
making him the new champ.
New champion.
Good match. I just said only 7 minutes something.
Yep, 7 minutes 29 seconds.
But still a great match. You know, for not having a lot of time on the card, I think they really stepped up and brought a good match.
Yeah. So next there was a backstage segment between Kurt Angle and Chris Benoit arguing about who the team captain is of their team. So we're just letting our phones go off now on?
Just turn it on to silent then. I didn't mean to. It's not my fault.
Well, it is. My phone's on silent. I'll just check to see.
It's because I'm more popular than you. And then after seeing the Kurt Angle and Chris Benoit...
We've not even talked about the segment yet.
Oh.
You're too busy putting your phone on silent.
Continue. You don't know what you're saying now, do you?
Yeah, I do. We're talking about Kurt Angle and Chris Benoit backstage, talking about who is the team of the captain. I said that the wrong way around. The captain of the team.
Yep.
Kurt, why are you putting that face to me?
I'm not playing it, but I'm just listening to you, so I don't miss anything.
Chris Benoit tries to shake Kurt Angle's hand, but Angle says partners don't shake hands,
No, they don't.
hug.
They do a nice cute little hug. Yep.
Yep, next you see Chris Jericho warming up backstage for his Elimination Chamber match later on in the show.
Mm-hmm.
Then there is the F-View. So the F-View was like a hidden camera that was happening on Raw at the time.
Oh, okay.
So you see Victoria. I think this like segment's really good, to be fair. See Victoria getting ready, looking in the mirror, and she's saying, "Fair is fair for all of them all."
Who's the
mirror on the wall?
Well, who's the fairest
of them all?
Yeah.
She's like, "What? You think Trish Stratus is?" And then she smashes the mirror, and then rips up like a standee picture of Trish Stratus.
Yeah. She's probably like little meltdowns and shit.
Yeah, I think that's like a bit of a like underrated like backstage segment, really.
I thought it was good. No, I did think it was good. Why would it be an underrated backstage segment though?
Well, it's just like not really something like you get people don't talk about, do they? I thought it was like funny for what it is.
Yeah. So then the next match.
No.
What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say, and then after that, Jerry the King Lawler says on commentary, Victoria's not been right since the house fell on her sister.
Oh.
I thought that was quite funny.
Yeah.
Full of it tonight, aren't you?
Oh, brilliant.
Oh, this is great content putting out.
Don't be like that. I get it. But there's two things that marry up. Well, the mirror, mirror on the wall. That's not from Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, no.
All right.
Okay. Why do they need to marry up?
I don't know. I'm just saying. Anyway, so then it goes into the match. And it's Trish Stratus versus Victoria for the Women's Champion, and it is a hardcore match.
So the storyline going into this was Trish Stratus always held Victoria back. Trish has got like the opportunities that Victoria should have had
because they were both
fitness models.
That's the word.
So yeah, this match starts off. Victoria chokes Trish with her own jacket early on in the match. Before she can take off her jacket. Victoria attacks her and starts choking her with it.
Yeah, I really like Victoria's ring gear.
Oh yeah.
I don't know, I just thought it was really nice. Didn't really like Trish Stratus, but I like Victoria's. What?
Oh, nothing.
Why'd you?
Huh?
What?
Trish Stratus is an angel. You can't say anything bad about her.
I didn't say she was bad. I didn't like her gear. Anyway, let's keep going. So yeah, she rips off the Trish's coat and she starts strangling her with it. And then she grabs a broom and strangles her with the broom as well.
Yeah, and then Victoria's on the top rope with the broom, and Trish grabs it and like flips her over her head with it.
Yep.
That was a good spot.
And then Victoria gets like a bin lid.
A trash lid.
A trash can lid.
Yeah.
And whacks Trish with it, and then
the sounds of them trash can lids are like really good, aren't they?
They sound amazing. I bet they probably don't hurt that much just because they are so flimsy. And then the trash can, the actual canny bit, not the lid. Victoria gets just like wedges it in between the ropes in the corner, doesn't she?
Yeah.
But Trish Stratus brings Victoria's face into it.
Yeah, like catapults her up.
Yeah, it's really good. And then Trish Stratus gets an ironing board, and I've got a note here. Very funny that in a hardcore match, for women's, it's things like brooms and ironing boards. Do you know what I mean? Like it's that they wouldn't be seen in a men's match, would they? If they're doing a hardcore match.
Well, men have like forks and cheese graters and things like that. I mean.
Yeah, I just think it's obviously like quite.
Yeah, and Victoria did a nice leg drop over the top rope, like springing over it onto Trish at one point. So yeah, the ironing board is set up in the corner, and Trish sends Victoria into it. Then they bring a kendo stick into the match, hitting Victoria with it. Victoria gets busted open through the nose.
It's a proper brutal match, isn't it? Like I'm absolutely loving just how.
Yeah, I'm sure this match got a bit of bad feedback as well, but I really enjoyed it.
Why?
I think there was bits in there that were a bit sloppy. Don't get me wrong, but like you put into inexperienced. Obviously they're trained wrestlers, but they've probably never had a hardcore match before. You know, they're not gonna because I think maybe Trish's footwork was a bit messy and things. Like she was slipping about a bit at some points. But if you're working around things you're not used to, then
So a lot of pressure on the match, the kind of match they're doing.
Yeah, and at one point Victoria gets a mirror out from underneath the ring. I don't know if you noticed.
Yeah.
And brings it in the ring, but now whatever happens to it, well, I think you see Trish standing on it and it breaks. So I wonder if they thought we can't do anything with that now because it's too dangerous because the mirror's broken.
Yeah,
so it just
yeah.
like is in the corner of the ring.
I did have that there, that it doesn't get used.
Yeah, that's. I mean, I don't know obviously, but I'm just assuming that's what happened.
Yeah, that's fair enough. You go.
Yeah, so then Victoria gets a fire extinguisher, sprays it on Trish, and Victoria is your winner.
Yeah, I got here. Love this match. Like crazy to think how much women were doing then, and then how much it fell down in terms of like quality, I suppose you could say, before it then got raised back up again, like the Four Horsewomen and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I feel like
I think people kind of forget that like Trish Victoria, and people like that Lita
yeah.
are good matches.
Yeah.
I think they just think ever since Charlotte Flair came to WWE.
Yeah, and like Sasha Banks and all that.
I mean, don't get me wrong, they maybe didn't have the time back then as the women get now.
Oh no, that's what I mean. Is like
this match went 7 minutes and 1 second.
It's like it's nothing.
Even the cruiserweight match got more than that.
Yeah. So like, in some respects, obviously women do have a lot more now. The more main event and everything, and that's like fantastic. I think that's amazing. But as you said, I do think that people forget like actually Trish and all that did do these amazing matches, and it's just a real shame that if you think that they could have continued that momentum and stuff like that these women had back then, back in 2002.
Yeah.
That women evolution, we can imagine where they'd be now. Do you know what I mean? Without that, like that drop off before the women's evolution.
But I don't think that's not just WWE. I just think that is the way women were treated in the world at that point. I don't think that's just basically on wrestling.
No, you're right. I mean, you're probably right. Yeah, the context and everything in the whole world.
Like now, I don't know if this is the right thing to say or not, but companies are more making an effort to make it look good that they're treating women better, in my opinion.
Yeah, you're right, and there's a lot more things to point out. Don't get me wrong, it's not.
I'm not
saying it's equal, but there is definitely, more. They're more conscious of it.
Yeah. I'm not taking away that from anyone at all.
Yeah. No, I can see what you mean. Yeah. I've got a note here that already there's 2 new champs in this pay-per-view. It's only been three matches in. So that was very interesting.
Only 2 title matches so far.
I know what I mean, but both times it's such an asshole.
So
both
next
times.
Go on.
No, you just continue steamroll over me.
So next up, the coach is backstage interviewing Eric Bischoff about his creation, the Elimination Chamber. But then you see the Big Show coming to Eric Bischoff. So just before this, the Big Show had been on Raw, but he wasn't. So I don't know if this is like real life kind of playing into storyline a little bit, but the Big Show was on Raw and he wasn't getting much TV time. So then Stephanie McMahon in storyline brought him over to SmackDown. And then now he's getting this WWE Championship match straight away.
Right.
So I think in this bit, so I don't know if there's a bit of like real life truth into this or not. So the Big Show's like, look, Eric, you didn't think I was worth anything on Raw. Now I'm fighting for the WWE Championship.
Okay.
Did you get that or not?
No.
No? And next,
I didn't know the whole context though, so.
No, but I mean, did you get it right from listening to them speak? Did you get any of that or?
No.
Okay. So next up, it is Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar backstage. Paul's very nervous. Apparently, Brock's been coughing up blood all week after the Big Show's assaulted him and stuff like that. But he does say at the end he will make sure that his client leaves the WWE champion. I don't know if you picked that up.
Did not pick that up, but now you said it, and now I know what happens in the match. I like Heyman's way. He's so clever, isn't he? Like everything.
He's very well acted in this backstage segment as well.
Yeah, he's just brilliant. I mean, he looks so skinny in this segment compared to it. He's quite a big lad now, isn't he?
Big lad, big man.
Big man.
Big man. Girth.
He's got lots of hair, but I think everything he does is just fantastic, and like just. I can't think of anything off the top of my head that Paul Heyman has done that's wrong. Do you know what I mean? Like, where he hasn't
put ECW out of business.
Well, I meant on TV, like as his persona, as a character. Oh, you're such a negative Nelly, aren't you?
That's not very nice. So the next match is Big Show and Brock Lesnar for WWE Championship with Paul Heyman in Brock Lesnar's corner. But before we get to that, just like to remind you, if you haven't subscribed to the Man Games already, please press that subscribe button. It does really help the channel. And if you could press that like button also, it does really help us out.
Leave us a comment and let us know what you like. You know what you like about the podcast.
Yeah.
I'd like to point out that the man is literally giving me the biggest shit I've ever seen.
You just interrupted me when I was like on a roll.
Okay, I won't speak.
No, you can speak, my sweetheart. You speak all you want.
No,
That's
I'm not allowed to.
Podcast.
Yeah.
Well, you're not allowed to speak. That makes no sense. Otherwise, I couldn't do this without you.
Yeah, see, exactly. You couldn't do it without me, so be nice.
Well, yeah. I mean, I've just said that.
Yeah, right. Keep going.
Anyway, we'll just move on to the match now.
So, we've got...
No, go on, sweetheart. You start off this one.
So it's Brock Lesnar versus Big Show for the WWE title. And it starts with a promo. They're saying like the video package, isn't it?
Yeah, video package, not a promo.
Sorry, it starts with a video package. And like the focus of the video package is like Big Show is too big for an F5 or to suplex, and like...
Yeah, putting over that Brock Lesnar won't be able to pick up the Big Show.
Yeah, like he's just such big and it's just not going to happen. My question is, do you remember being excited for this match?
Yeah. Oh, God. I just had a drink of water. I don't know why my voice went that high. No, yeah, I was really looking forward to this pay-per-view.
Oh, yeah, it was really good.
Yeah. I squeezed my testicles, that's what I did.
So you were looking forward to
this match? No, yeah, I was really looking forward to this match. And this match only went 4 minutes and 18 seconds. It's the shortest match on the card. Watching as a kid, I don't remember it being that much of a short match.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really don't like the Big Show's attire in this match around this time.
It's got like these jeans on it, black jeans.
Yeah, it's just like a man working at home kind of attire.
Yeah.
Not
a fan, but he's in such better shape now. Like usually I write like, oh, look how you're gonna look, and I look at Big Show and I think, oh my god, when you look at him now, he's in such better shape than when he was there.
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah. So obviously this match was only like 4 minutes. So Brock Lesnar knocks the referee out of the ring quite early on in the match. Obviously, like we said, it's only a 4-minute match, so it will be quite early in the ring. Paul Heyman chucks a chair into the ring. Big Show punches the chair. But then Brock Lesnar hits him with the chair.
No, you missed something.
What did I miss, sweetheart?
Lesnar gets a belly-to-belly suplex first. And what?
Nothing, go on.
What are you laughing at?
Nothing, Dan, go on.
What are you laughing at?
No, go on.
What are you laughing at?
No, just go on.
No, what are you laughing at?
Well, with it just being a short match, I was going to like the main point of the match, that was all.
Yes, but the whole point was that the whole point of that video package was that Lesnar couldn't pick up Big Show, and he does a belly-to-belly suplex, so he's essentially picking him up.
Okay.
And then Heyman throws a chair in.
Yeah, so the Big Show punches the chair, then Brock Lesnar smashes the chair over his head. F5, just before the referee counts. So the new referee runs in, just past Paul Heyman. It's good positioning, especially for the camera, I did think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? Yeah, good conversation there.
I'll do watch this quickly, so... So the new ref comes down and goes to do a 3 count, but before he gets a 3, Heyman pulls him out the ring. So it looks like Heyman is turning on Lesnar.
Yeah, punches the referee to the floor.
Yeah.
Brock realises what's going on. He chases Paul around the ring. Then Big Show hits him with a chair and chokeslams onto a chair. New champion in the Big Show. Yeah.
I mean, obviously I know you know what happens because you've seen this before, but I didn't see Heyman turning on Lesnar there.
No, at the time I didn't see it happening at all. I couldn't believe it. I was proper shocked.
Yeah. So when you were watching this back then, and then you heard Heyman say
about his client.
Yeah, were you like, ha ha?
Yeah.
Yep.
So Big Show wins the title here. He only has it for a month after this.
Oh, another title change though.
Yeah, another title change. So yeah, the Big Show only had the title for a month. He lost it to Kurt Angle at the next pay-per-view, and Paul Heyman ended up managing Kurt Angle as well. I can't actually remember like the outcome, but it was just like a bit strange how like the title was passed over quite quickly.
Yeah.
So yeah, you see, Al Wilson and Dawn Marie in the crowd. So Al Wilson was Tori Wilson's father, who ended up in a relationship with Dawn Marie.
Okay.
On the show. I think they might be on the honeymoon or something. I can't actually remember what they said. But yeah, they were in the crowd. So the next match is the Triple Threat Tag Team match for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships.
Who is championship? Who is champions?
Edge and Rey Mysterio were the champions going in.
Okay. So in the match we've got Eddie and Chavo Guerrero, Chris Benoit, and I wrote the wrong person's name down, but Chris Benoit and Kurt Angle, and Rey Mysterio and Edge for the but I put Chris Benoit and Edge versus Rey Mysterio and Edge.
Huh?
Very clever, aren't they?
Yeah, you're very clever.
Why were Edge and Mysterio tag team partners?
Well, because so the SmackDown tag team titles have only just been invented, but then it kind of looks like they didn't really have any proper teams. Do you know what I mean?
That sounds a bit like the women's.
What now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like looking back now, that's kind of like how it feels. So they brought the tag team titles in onto SmackDown because obviously the tag team titles were exclusive to Raw, so they made some new ones for SmackDown. But then they must have realised they didn't have many proper tag teams.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like looking back now, Benoit and Angle were the first ones to win it, then Edge and Mysterio win it off them, and then Eddie Guerrero and Chavo, spoilers, win this match. They're like the first like proper tag team to really hold the titles, and they can, kind of have a bit of a run with them.
Yeah. So, coming to the match then, Benoit and Mysterio start the match.
Just before we go into the match, actually, these tag team titles, actually, like the belts themselves look quite good. Like at the moment on wrestling, what would you say were the best tag team titles in all wrestling?
Probably AEW.
I think the NXT UK tag team titles are the best tag team titles in wrestling at the moment.
Quite nice. Yeah.
I don't think that I just don't think there's anything special about any of them really, apart from this NXT UK titles, which probably hardly anyone's ever seen because it's not a very watched show, which is a bit of a shame really. But
yeah.
So yeah, sorry, getting to the action.
Rey and Benoit, they start the match off really hot, like
the chops Benoit's giving to Rey. It's like, ouch.
Shouch, is it?
Yeah. I didn't want to get in trouble for swearing again. You see, Rey's meant to like jump on the top rope and he misses.
Oh yeah.
Botch.
There was I liked it before that happens though. I'm not sure who, but somebody tagged in Chavo, and he just looks really confused. And he's like, "What? Me? I don't want to go in." Yeah. And that like he had me proper chuckling in this match. And there's a springboard splash by Rey to Chavo as well. And then obviously you get the
botch.
The botch. Yeah.
It was a nice double team from Angle and Benoit, a corkscrew from Rey onto Angle and Chavo, then a sunset flip and a German suplex. All like sequence of moves together there. Like there's so much going on at the time.
There is, isn't there? Yeah.
It was a bit hard to make notes really.
I like that Angle goes to tag in. I think it's Eddie Guerrero, but he jumps off the apron.
Yeah.
So, like Chavo and Eddie doing that story that they don't want to go in. They're
playing the heels.
They're playing the heels, which I thought was good. I like they had the bit of storyline. They did. I don't know if you said this spot, but they get Benoit and Kurt. So Benoit gets a headlock, Kurt gets a ankle lock onto Edge, but then Ray ends up breaking that up. But I thought that looked really good, having like
Yeah, like a double
double
move
submission.
onto.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that sounds like porn or something. So Benoit gets 3 German suplexes to Edge. I don't know if you saw that, but that was really good.
Yeah. Yeah, we get a frog splash from Eddie, headbutt from Benoit.
Yeah.
Chavo then hits Benoit with the title belt, but then Benoit thinks it was. Then moves her on to Edge, I do believe.
Yeah, I was going to say before you go any further, Edge takes a lot of heat.
Punishment.
Yeah, in this match. Sorry, keep going.
Yeah, so then.
Chris and Kurt fall out.
Yeah.
Is that what you were saying?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Yeah.
You look disappointed in me.
No. So Benoit thinks it was Angle that hit him. Spit onto Benoit. They're eliminated. Then Benoit and Angle start arguing and beat up everyone else that were in the ring at the time, mainly Edge and Ray there.
Yeah. And then the commentary really start pushing that the Guerreros didn't do much the first part of the match, don't they?
Yeah, which is true.
Yeah.
The part that annoyed me in this match, actually, there was Eddie choking Edge in the corner with the tag rope.
Oh, I have this. It's where is it? Oh, actually, I got it next year. Where like Eddie's like with the tag rope, and the commentary's like, "Oh, I think it's his hair."
Yeah, and like
we're not sure what's going on here. He must have his hair. Like, surely, how did you miss that?
Yeah,
that annoyed me.
Yeah, that annoyed me. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like things like that. Maybe they should have said to the commentators, "We're going to do this, put it over or something," because like that's not something you see happen like a lot.
No.
It's Eddie Guerrero trying to lie, steal and steal.
Pronunciation, not his today, is it?
I'm tired.
Oh, didn't. Ray gets a brutal backbreaker to Eddie, and then like this next bit, it's just complete like spot fest. But like there was just so much stuff happening that I literally didn't have time to write it down. To make a choice between writing down notes or watching and enjoying it, I took watching and enjoying it. I'm afraid, so unless you've got some.
Well, basically, there's that double spear Edge did onto Guerrero and Chavo.
Mm-hmm.
Chavo ends up hitting Ray with the title. Eddie locks in like some kind of submission. I don't know what the move's actually called. And then Ray taps him. You got new tag team champions again. New tag team champions. This match went 19 minutes and 25 seconds.
So another title change in this pay-per-view, just so
yeah.
You know. But I really love this match. I like that.
This was probably the match of the night.
Yeah, I was going to say
even more than the Elimination
Chamber. Yeah, I said that as well. I like that there was like storylines being told through the match. Do you know what I mean? Not just like with Benoit and Angle, with their like little thing going on, but also with Eddie and Chavo. They actually like the cheating and like that sort of stuff. They were actually making me laugh, and I thought it was just a really good match.
So these 6 were like SmackDown's. They were called like SmackDown's Power 6.
Yeah.
So Paul Heyman at the time was writing the storylines for SmackDown, and he'd let Raw. He traded like I think it was Christian Landstorm, Test, and Jericho to Raw just so he could get Eddie Guerrero and Benoit on SmackDown.
Oh wow!
At the time, yeah, like in real life,
Yeah.
He said, "You can have these, but I want these 2 guys."
Wow.
So like the idea was to build SmackDown around like these 6 men.
That's mental, isn't it?
Yeah, and then next there is Chris Nowinski making his way to the ring. He cuts a heel promo. Matt comes out. Well, before we get into his promo, it's Matt Hardy version 1. Did you notice the computer thing come on the screen?
No.
No, you didn't realise his own entrance?
No. What do you mean? What's I supposed to realise?
Well, Matt Hardy version 1 on his entrance is like a computer screen, so when he comes out, it's like you're looking at like Windows computer. maybe
No.
not windows, but like,
Okay.
and like in the corner, like mat facts they're called. So you didn't see any of them.
No.
Yeah. This is great content, and
Well,
so
you
one
talk
of
about
the
them.
Matt facts was Matt keeps his room at 75 degrees. The next one was Matt drinks low fat chocolate milk. I remember there was when I remember watching as a kid. There was one of them was Matt likes to sleep in the nude. That like I don't know why I've always remembered that.
It's a bit disturbing. That's the other one you remembered. You just think about Matt Hardy sleeping nude all the time.
Maybe.
Kinky.
So basically, Chris Nowinski is cutting a heel promo, say like you people kind of promo. Matt comes out and does pretty much the same. I remember at the time thinking, what is the point of this shit? Like,
Yeah.
as much as I like Matt Hardy, it was a bit like, why is this on pay per view?
Yeah.
Do this on an episode of Heat or something.
Yeah, they're debating whether New Yorkers are stupid or losers, and I think they said loopers.
Loopers or something. Yeah. Yeah. Who wrote that shit?
And then Scott Steiner comes down to the ring, doesn't he?
So this was his WWE like debut after the sell of WCW.
Right. Okay.
Looking back now, I don't know why the debut. I mean, the crowd were chanting for him, but he was always a heel in WCW. When he like broke away from Rick Steiner, he was always a heel. I don't know why you bring him to WWE as a face. Just don't get that. Didn't really do a great deal in his time with this run as well.
Yeah.
He had a terrible match with Triple H at the Royal Rumble, I do believe it was, or No Way Out. So yeah, that didn't really help him there. But yeah, Steiner beats up the heels in the ring, and that's it really.
Yeah, there was no real point to it, was there?
So next up, you see Shawn Michaels warming up backstage. It's his second match back since his injury.
Yeah, back injury, isn't it?
Yeah, back injury. This is his second match back. But then he gets interrupted by the Randy Orton get well update.
Oh yeah, there was one earlier, wasn't there? But we didn't talk about it.
Oh, was there?
Yeah.
I didn't realize I was doing this show.
Well, yeah, there must be.
Huh? Okay.
There must have been one previously, because I remember seeing one.
Okay.
Well, I remember seeing one before this one. Or maybe not. Or maybe I'm wrong.
Okay.
I don't know. Anyway, keep going.
Good story. So after that, Triple H is cutting a backstage promo. Triple H does look a bit weird without a beard, I do think. Like he's a bit vampirish, isn't he? But I think he was like filming like the Blade or something. Is that like vampirish? I think it might be.
Maybe.
Yeah. So yeah, basically his promo was just saying that he's that damn good and he's gonna walk out. The Elimination Chamber is still your world champion. So do you know who Triple H won the title off? Nobody. Eric Bischoff handed him the world championship on an episode of Raw.
Why?
Because Stephanie McMahon purchased Brock Lesnar to be on SmackDown, and he's solely on SmackDown as the WWE Undisputed Champion. So Eric Bischoff hands Triple H the big gold belt on an episode of Raw.
That's it.
That's it. That's it.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So then Eric Bischoff comes out to the ring, putting over how deadly this Elimination Chamber is going to be. 2 mile of chain. It makes the chamber up. Bulletproof glass, if that's real. Why are you laughing?
Plexiglass.
Yeah. Bulletproof glass, though. They're saying on commentary.
Yes.
Bulletproof glass.
Is it? So one of them was like, bulletproof, like, from a shot, like.
Yeah, Jerry Lawler.
Yeah.
So before we get into the match, one last time, if you haven't already, please subscribe to TheMan Games. Like this video if you haven't already. The wife's being very childish at the moment with her mouth zipped.
Keep going, you're not finished yet.
Anywho.
I didn't say anything that time.
I know, but you've just been childish.
So going into the Elimination Chamber match.
What did you think to Shawn Michaels' look and attire in this match?
That hairdo was horrendous.
I I didn't realize how bad it was because they made a figure of this Shawn Michaels, and I really wanted the figure. But then, like, when I got the figure, I thought his like ring gear, it's a bit crap on the figure. Actually, was it really like that? And like his trousers weren't even finished for this match. They were like half made.
Why?
So they didn't get them finished in time or something.
What are they supposed to be? What else are they supposed to have?
I don't know, but like it's like has HBK around one like the top, doesn't it? But then it's just like brown the rest.
Yeah. I thought when he came down to the ring and he had the silver bits over his trousers.
Yeah, that kind of like hides it on the entrance, but then like in ring.
Yeah, no, and his hair is horrendous.
His hair is worse than a no beard Triple H.
Yeah, absolutely. So in the match we've got Triple H, who's the champ, RVD, HBK, Kane, Booker T, and Chris Jericho.
Yeah, RVD and Triple H start the match off.
Yep. One of the first spots here, like in this match, as RVD climbs onto Jericho's pod, and then Jericho grabs his legs and like pulls him down, tries to get like
stop him from doing the move. Before that, there's a Rolling Thunder onto the like metal gates. Triple H is bleeding already. This was like within like 2 or 3 minutes in. I kind of feel like they didn't realise how stiff this Elimination Chamber was going to be, just from like some of the spots you see, like looking back now.
Yeah.
Obviously, like Triple H bleed. I mean, you might say, did he bleed us with it? With him bleeding that early on in a match, I don't think Triple H bladed. So it wasn't even like.
Because how long was his match?
This match, 39 minutes and 19 seconds.
Yeah, it's a long match, isn't it?
Yeah.
So if you're gonna blade, you're gonna blade like last
10
minutes. You know what I mean? So from there, I've got Jericho's next person out of the pod.
Yeah, Jericho's the next person out of his pod. Him and Triple H work over RVD for the main part of that 5 minutes until Booker T comes out.
Oh, before Booker T comes out. Yeah. A couple of things I've got. RVD jumps onto the ropes, then jumps onto the cage, and then jumps from the ropes onto the cage, and then jumps onto Jericho. I don't know if you saw that spot.
Yeah.
That looked really good. And I said this before in a podcast, but RVD's like primal. He's like a monkey. Like I just love his style. It's just so good. And then Triple H does a really savage knee to the face to RVD as well. And something really funny is that Chris Jericho just suck it to HBK, who's in the pod. I don't know if you saw that.
No, I missed that actually.
Made me really chuckle.
RVD's just like so good at selling his moves.
Yeah, he really is.
It's like his body kind of like goes to like jelly when he like sells.
Yeah, he's absolutely one of a kind, isn't he?
Yeah, but the next part that like this definitely wasn't selling, so he goes onto the top of the pod to do a frog splash onto Triple H, but I don't think he realised like that he didn't like have enough room to like do the maneuver.
Yeah.
So when he does it, he kind of like lands on his feet.
Yeah.
I don't know if you noticed that.
No.
Yeah.
So Booker T eliminates RVD, doesn't he?
Yeah. So RVD gets sort of Booker T does a missile drop kick and eliminates RVD. Kind of makes me wonder, was that meant to happen? Did it just happen because RVD got injured from that spot?
Yeah. Potentially, maybe. And then next out the pod is Kane. But that countdown music that they have for
was awful.
It was absolutely horrendous, wasn't it? Like now they've got that I can't think.
Like the Royal Rumble timer.
They're like a timer almost, but now it's like like
it's like boom 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 boom.
Yeah, I don't know, it was crap.
Like that.
Yeah, it was crap.
What design to the elimination? Do you prefer this design or like the new design? You don't know the new design, do you, without looking your face? So the new design is more like a square than like this is more like a circle.
I like this one.
The new one's probably more
Safer?
Yeah, safer, more body friendly, should we say?
Okay. I like this one. I can't think of the one looks like though, to be fair. So you can have a little Google if you want, and I can get back to you.
That's okay.
Okay. So Kane sends Jericho through the plexiglass and
busts Jericho open.
Yep.
So then you get a low bro from Y2J, then a choke slam from Kane onto Booker T. Then Jericho runs back in and does a line salt onto Booker T. That is him eliminated from the match.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Kane looks so athletic for a big guy in this match.
He's proper slim, and I think the attire he's wearing as well really helps him.
Yeah, yeah, and it just looks. Yeah, obviously he's such a tall person.
Monster.
He's a monster. Um, but he just looks so athletic. Um, and then HBK obviously is the last person to enter the match.
Yeah, the crowd are definitely you can
Hot on
tell
him,
that
yeah. They really are. So Kane choke slams HBK, and Triple H. Oh, that's
Kane
right.
choke slams Shawn Michaels, then he choke slams Triple H, then he choke slams Chris Jericho. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, but Jericho goes to jump off the ropes and Kane grabs him.
Yeah.
To get the choke slam. That's what I was trying to say. I couldn't get it out.
I'm surprised. This next spot that quite surprised me. Shawn Michaels super kicks Kane.
Yeah.
And then literally like a second he sits up. It's like Shawn Michaels super kicks like a move that
It's a finisher.
Yeah. It kind of it's like people say like no New Japan no selling or whatever.
Yeah.
Like maybe kind of think of like that, but like in a good way.
Yeah. So yeah, Shawn Michaels got a super kick, and then Triple H with the pedigree, and then Jericho with a lion soul, Old Kane, who then gets eliminated.
Yeah.
So we've just got 3 left now.
Yeah, so it's that. So now it's Jericho and Triple H working over Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, Triple H grabs Shawn Michaels' face and grates his face along the chain metal, doesn't he? Yeah.
But then the teamwork between Jericho and Triple H doesn't last very long. Jericho gets frustrated that Triple H isn't trying to pin Shawn Michaels quick enough in the match. Jericho ends up getting the walls of Jericho onto Triple H. Super kick from Shawn Michaels. Jericho's eliminated down to just Triple H and Shawn Michaels.
I thought that was a really good spot, actually, the super kick from HBK to Jericho.
Yeah.
Whilst the walls of Jericho is on.
So then we get a big elbow drop from the top of the pod from Shawn Michaels onto Triple H.
But before that, you're getting too ahead of yourself. Rewind. HBK catapults is catapulted through the plexiglass, and that shatters, proper shatters this time. And then HBK catapults Triple H onto the chain as well. So there's 2 people holding them. And then there's the spot at the top of the pod. Continue.
Yeah, so Shawn goes to do the super kick. He's tuning up the band, but Triple H reverses it into a pedigree, but he cannot get the pin quick enough. Shawn Michaels kicks out.
Yeah.
Triple H gets up, tries to do it again, but this time Shawn Michaels reverses it and hits the super kick. New world champion. This match went on for 39 minutes and 19 seconds. I think we've already said that, but just in case. Yeah, it was a long match, but it was a good match.
It was a good match. I'm really surprised at sort of how many elimination chamber spots they did. Do you know what I mean? I really felt like they utilised the elimination chamber a lot.
Yeah, some you could tell. I thought that Booker T had no intention of going anywhere near the metal gates or anything.
Yeah, because he didn't have a lot going on, did he?
No.
But RVD and
RVD, Jericho, even Triple H, they were well into it.
Yeah.
Even Shawn Michaels for the last 10 minutes he was in the match.
Yeah, I feel like it just really surprised me. It almost made me feel like, where do you go from here? Obviously, how many elimination chamber matches have there been?
Oh, now loads.
Yeah, and they did so much in that first one. It's well, you're gonna be shocked. A lot of the time I was shocked with there being the first one. I was like, oh well. I wonder what they could do from here, sort of thing. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, no, I agree. Same with the first Hell in a Cell. If you watch that match, you kind of think, wow, what can they do that they haven't already done? In one sense.
Yeah, but it was a good match.
Yeah, it was a very good match. I would say my favourite match on the show though was the Triple Threat Tag Team match. I mean, if you had to pick a low point, the only low point I would say was the Scott Steiner segment.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Yeah.
Because it seemed a bit pointless. It just seemed like that could happen on a Raw or a SmackDown or...
Yeah, there was a general need,
didn't need to be on the pay-per-view. I don't know if you wanted starting to do something, maybe come down at the end of a match or something.
Yeah. Actually do something like worthwhile.
Meaningful, yeah.
I can't believe that all the titles got changed on this pay-per-view.
Yeah, it's not something that happens very often.
It doesn't.
But no, that is my probably my most favourite Survivor Series I've ever seen. I do believe it was the second one actually I'd seen at the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd still say now that this was my favourite.
18 years later.
18 years later. So you got anything else to add on to this show?
No, I think we've covered it all. One of the better pay-per-views we've watched back for the podcast.
What do you think?
Yeah.
Oh, well. Do you feel like because it's a bit older, it's not as like long as some of the other ones are now?
Yeah, that could be one of them. But I don't get. Sometimes I feel like they like trying to pad the show out, so then you end up with these crappy matches. Do you know what I mean? And these crappy things that you just think that's a low point. That's a low point. Whereas this is like they didn't feel the need to do that, so everything was meaningful and everything was good. Well, obviously except for that one little segment, but yeah.
Oh yeah, you can definitely like put that segment to a side. Like if you look at the match list on a bit of paper, you've got to think that's like a 5-star match list.
Yeah.
So that is it from the Man and the Wife podcast this week. Thank you for listening. Please hit that like button and hit that subscribe button. And the wife would love to know your comments in the comment section. Thank you for listening.